Hey everybody, Soybean Farmer. Nice, bright, sunny day here today. I hadn't had one of these to coincide with one of my days off from the cigar shop in a long time. Yesterday, I was off and it rained off and on all day. But today, bright sunshine. You can actually see this is something called a shadow cast on the ground right there. It's created by an object that the sun is shining on. You can see that's pretty bright. You know, we haven't seen those in a while. It's been rain and rain and rain. Storms keep coming up through the Gulf of Mexico, traveling across the south and swinging up through North Carolina, and just rain, rain, rain. Well, this 5-acre field over here, I did get kind of the vertical tillage done on it before it went to raining, and we had a super rain event occur the day after I finished this, and I was freaking out that it was going to wash out of this field. But since the tillage was so light, and this spot right here was usually a washout spot coming off that hill, and it's zero wash. I mean, I'm walking down the edge of the field and no dirt came out. And there you can see still got water standing. Way too wet around here to even think about trying to do any tillage work, so we won't do that. Had me really concerned, because trying to find parts for something this old, and especially if you got something that's an add-on, an aftermarket part, was this power steering right here. And we all looked at this and learned how to pronounce the word. It was Cessna. The company made this hydraulic control valve, and this thing was a mess. It was leaking. I was really concerned about what to do here, because that's the aftermarket add-on power steering unit for this tractor. And I was like, oh man, that's gonna be a bummer, and I couldn't find that thing. And so I got into it and really got looking at it. I washed it with that super clean product to get it cleaned up and dry, and kept looking at it, trying to figure out exactly what was leaking. And I did. And what was actually leaking on this was right up under here. That right there creates a 90-degree coupling, and that thing's made out of brass. It's soft. And I was kind of freaking out about it. And this hydraulic hose here, I replaced, let's see, that hose, yeah, and that hose about 2 years ago. Went and had them special made. And the swivel coupling is down under here, right over there. So Cousin Scott was over here one day, and I asked him to give me a hand with this. What I wanted was his experienced hand on putting this back together, because that brass is soft right there. So I crawled under here, and you undo that side first because that's got the swivel couple on it. And I had a catch pan, caught all the power steering fluid going down in there. And once we got that undone, took this loose and cleaned it up good, and then wrapped it very carefully with Teflon tape. And you put this side back first. And I said, cousin, do that. You put your hand on that. And he did. And he got it tight without stripping it out or breaking it off. And then I crawled back under here and reconnected that side. Don't have any soft brass down there, so it's just put a wrench on it and make it tight. And put power steering fluid back in here. And lo and behold, it fixed it. This thing has not leaked since then, and I've been delighted with that. Stayed dry. This is dry right here, see? This is dry under here, see? So that's fixed. Well, you'd heard me talking about this battery, thinking the battery in this tractor was no good. And another day, not all that far afterwards, cousin was over here, and I said, help me figure out a way to get this alternator tight. The belt here is way too loose. And to my eye, what I had seen looking up under here, this piece right here was just a solid hole. There was not a slot in it, but the washer was blocking my view. And cousin took things loose on there, and he said, oh yeah, we can push it out. And the trick was, I got around on this side, and with the hood up, this thing, I could actually get to it from right up here and push on it with a crowbar, and cousin tightened those bolts back up, and we managed to move that alternator over and get that belt tight. And the battery was, you know, real weak because it wasn't getting charged good because this belt was way too loose. So I spent, I can't remember, I'm thinking probably ran this tractor a total of about 4 hours between that 5-acre field, and there's a 2-acre field back over there that I did get cut over. And praise God, it charged the battery. It got the battery charged back up in good shape, and now the battery spins the motor over fast enough to actually build compression, which is what you need in a diesel to crank it, and it cranks pretty good now. So I'm real pleased with that. Those were my two aggravating, annoying issues with this tractor, and they're fixed now. So I thank God, and I thank Cousin Scott for being able to come over here and help me out on that, give me a hand with it. But excited. The little tractor's in good shape and ready to roll with it.